Right, first things first, welcome back, Andrew.
Thank you.
There he is, welcome back. Did you have a nice time off?
It was lovely, yes, thank you.
What'd you get up to?
I went out and I...
Bray Wyatt's been released! Why? What is life? We know this by now, don't we, Andrew?
We do, yeah.
We're going to go into a few details in this video. This is primarily a Bray Wyatt news video, no headlines. Lots to break down, including the reason behind his release, Bray breaking his silence, which we're going to talk about in a little bit as well. We've got some little snippets from how Bray Wyatt's getting on with all of this stuff as well, and the industry as a whole reacting to what was a really surprising release, wasn't it, Andrew?
It was, just came out of nowhere, and Bray Wyatt is such a big part of WWE, I find, and he makes so much money for it. He's just a merch machine, is that boy, and not only that, he's just a fantastic character, a fantastic wrestler, and for WWE,
I know that.
to drop the ball on Bray Wyatt is, wow.
Shocking news. So the real reason behind it, this comes from Dave Meltzer of a Wrestling Observer, who says Bray Wyatt has been out for medical reasons and he had just gotten cleared. Then he got cleared, they evaluated the situation, and he was told that due to budgetary reasons, he's being cut. The basic gist is he's another high contract guy. PW Insider also corroborate this when they say that Bray Wyatt got the phone call from John Laurinaitis saying due to budget cuts, he was being let go. We've seen this. This isn't the first time this year where we've seen a high-profile name getting cut due to budget reasons. But you hit it on the head there, Andrew. Like, he's a money-making machine. Like, he's a big merch seller.
He really is.
A real strange decision to do it. Fightful Select have added that yes, indeed, the cost-cutting reason is behind it. They say this has caused, according to sources close to Fightful, frustration amongst both employees and talent because Wyatt was this money-making machine. PW Insider have given us a few more details behind the reasoning, haven't they, Andrew?
They have, yeah. So they said one source pointed the finger squarely at WWE President Nick Khan and CFO Christina Salen, stating that they were so obsessed with the company not being even one iota in the red. So. Well, it's just strange.
One iota in the red. Like they don't want even the slightest bit of money over the top there. Others have noted as well that Wyatt and Vince McMahon's relationship has blown very hot and cold, and what with Nick Khan having more control than anyone else over McMahon, I think ever. Yeah. It made that decision to go, hey, he's a high roller, let's get him off the card. That made it much easier.
I just feel sad.
Another source has pointed out as well that Wyatt's 90-day no-compete clause, which is now officially activated, would run out the week before Full Gear. Vince McMahon may have been quite prophetic when he said in the media call just before the weekend, AEW may be getting some more assets from them soon. Words to that effect that made us all go, what is that supposed to mean? Obviously, maybe Vince might have had an inkling that was going on. Bray has spoken out a little bit, hasn't he?
He has,
comes from Twitter.
It's a very strange one. So I saw the tweet that was put up basically saying that the final Firefly Funhouse segment sort of foreshadowed what was coming for Bray Wyatt. It's almost as if he sort of knew what was coming. So anyway, in the final Firefly Funhouse segment, Bray ended with, no matter what has happened lately, we will always have each other. As a matter of fact, I feel great. I think this could be a brand new start for all of us, a new season, a new me. I feel reborn. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, everything will be fine and he will return. No more clout chasing in the simulation. The Funhouse will be big, it will be bad, it will be strong. See ya. And yeah, a Twitter account picked that up, tweeted that out, and then Bray Wyatt replied with, after the person was like, it seems to have been all foreshadowing and stuff. Yeah. Bray Wyatt just simply retweeted a full circle. So
a nice full red circle.
Yeah.
So there's lots to read into that. So I know a few people have pointed out that in Japan a full red circle basically means correct. However, in football and soccer, a red circle means you've missed a penalty, which is something we know all too well after this year. But that's beside the point. It's all right. It's coming home. It's coming home. Bray also this came through. This was pointed out just before we came downstairs on his Instagram. In his bio is the phrase "Cult of Windham." which has been added in the last few hours, suggesting that we will see some kind of return of the Bray Wyatt follow the buzzards Firefly type character under his real name Windham Rotunda. Industry shock all across the board pretty much. Every wrestler who's ever worked with Bray Wyatt has been posting pictures of them fighting. And I mean everybody, like all the way down to Sin Cara, who's posted a picture of himself taking the Sister Abigail. Braun Strowman has posted a picture basically saying, "Come on, let's have a fight." More words than that. And a few other notables have also commented, haven't they, Andrew?
They have, yeah. Alexa Bliss, she was tweeting, "I'm at a loss for words. Thank you so much, Windham, for everything you've done for this company. The most fun I've had is working with you. Such an amazing talent and the most kind person. I'm just in shock." So, bless them. They were a good thing together.
Lexi Kaufman has locked her Twitter account after the news came down. I do fear that many people have reached out to her and blamed her. And I hate to think that's the case, but unfortunately, some wrestling fans are gonna let the side down and do that. Mickie James also put out a tweet about this, and she went full heel on WWE in this one. So she quite retweeted WWE's announcement that they came to terms with the release of Bray Wyatt, future endeavours, yada yada yada. Mickie James quote retweeted this saying, "I think what you meant to say was, thank you so much for coming up with such an incredible gimmick time and time again. One so cool and over, we really didn't know how to book it right. So we just gave it to someone else so we can make all the money off it and let you go." Mind explode emoji.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's no love lost between WWE and Mickie James since her release. Was that earlier this year? It's hard to keep track of.
It is
all
very
of these.
hard to keep track of.
Who else has been tweeting?
We got Sasha Banks. She simply just put, "He's got the whole world in his hands." And also Code Orange, who obviously did the theme song for Bray Wyatt, which I love Code Orange so much. And they said, "Got you on the next one, brother," and then added Bray Wyatt with the knife emoji. Ooh.
So there's so much love.
Yes.
For Windham Rotunda, for Bray Wyatt after over a decade with the company, and just a guy that kept coming up with these great new ideas, these great new characters, reinventing himself, and it's heartbreaking that it's gone down the way that it has. Like, there was a lot of love, I think, for everybody. No matter what the WWE did, I think there's a lot of love for the concept of the Fiend character. In terms of how it's booked and how he was booked during his time, I think that's another conversation for another video. Do we think that this is a signifier of a real changing of the times for WWE? I know that there's a lot of conversation about the company selling.
Yeah. That
is coming up again.
I mean,
you're binning off a lot of high-rolling contracts. That's kind of been the story of a lot of these layoffs this year.
It is. It seems to be just a big thing at the moment. Obviously, with AEW picking up a lot of these people as well, seeming to be on the ball, knowing how or what they want to do with these characters, whereas WWE, I feel like, didn't necessarily know what to do with them or use them to their highest potential. I think this is going to be a big, like you said, a big change for WWE, and I think things really have to change for the better if they, and I don't like to talk about competing with companies, but I guess at this point it kind of does feel like that's going to have to be the case, because just the talent now on AEW is
phenomenal,
insane.
and the people they've got at their disposal, like this, I think it's the first time that we haven't talked about them in a news video, but Daniel Bryan and CM Punk being on the verge of doing stuff with them. I mean, it's easy just to go Windham Rotunda for AEW. It's easy to do that. I mean, because a lot of people have fantasy booked him as the leader of the Dark Order now, and kind of changing that up. But I think that the world is oyster now from here, and I'm excited to see what Windham will do with the breaks off. Like, I think he's going to create some really unique, bespoke content in time to come. Away from AEW, is there any way that you'd like to see him land?
Do you know what? As long as he's happy, I really don't mind where he lands. I know, like you were saying, a lot of people fantasy booking him for AEW and everything. As long as he's happy, wherever he can be creatively just expressive and just express everything that he wants to do that he might not have been able to do in the past, I'm happy. Get him in GCW. Go on.
Oh,
do that.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
That'd be intriguing.
It would be.
let us know in the comments where you think Bray Wyatt should go next. What do you think should be next on the cards for him? This is a rolling news story. There'll be more throughout the day, no doubt. And we encourage you to get the Cultaholic Wrestling News podcast every morning for more details on this and to keep up to date at cultaholic.com. We'll have more news for you later on here on the YouTube channel. Nice to have you back, Andrew.
Thank you. Nice to be back.
Nice to be back. Should we do our sign off?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, okay. Is that the right thing?
You've got it.
Have I got it?
You've got it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's Barry, isn't it? He's dead. Keys.
Love you. Bye.